Hi, it's John here from See You on the Start Line podcast. Yes, I'm the event coordinator and race director at CJM'S events, and I'm here to keep everybody up to date with what's happening with CJM'S events. Well, it's been a busy last 2 weeks. Last week we missed the podcast due to still being stuck in the mud, really. It was a big cleanup after Muddy Good Run. So we will cover off on what happened at Muddy Good Run. We'll also talk today about Krank It, which was just a fantastic event on Sunday. Then we've got coming up around Brunner. Now this is around Brunner Tar and around Brunner Gravel, all new and different this year. Then we have the South Island Ultra Marathon, we'll cover that. And we'll also talk about prize givings as well. And Run NZ Run coming up. We've got Easter, Anzac and Mother's Day all coming up in the next 3 to 4 weeks. So we'll just cover off about what's happening with those. But first of all, we'll just drop back to Muddy Good Run. What an amazing event this was. It's the Avon City Ford Muddy Good Run, which was held out at Canterbury AMP Park. That was on the 6th of April. It was such a cool event. We had children from as young as 4 doing it with their parents, 4 to 6 year olds. They were crawling through the mud, just having a ball and climbing over cars from Parks Automotive provided the cars for people to climb over. Avon City Ford provided Ford Rangers to crawl under. It's amazing when they'll donate for the event a couple of vehicles that are worth $80,000 to $90,000. They're parked in the mud and people are crawling under them. So thanks to Hemi and his team out at Avon City Ford. That's just brilliant, mate. Cheers for doing that. The other great supporters for the event was Boxman Containers, and we had a big cargo net over that, a 12x4 cargo net, which people, adults and that, climbed up over and back down. And of course, it's a 2.5k lap course, so they're going over it twice. Some people get up there, they're pretty proud of themselves when they get there, then they've got to go back down the other side, and it can be a different ball game. But it was amazing to see the confidence rise when they come to do it the second time. And to Waistcoat for providing the skippy bins, which were absolutely full with freezing cold water. People were just diving into them, just going under it. They were just loving that cooling down period. And also PNF Global for supplying the pipes that they crawled under. The Littleton Fire Brigade had a blast washing people down afterwards and during the event. So it was just really, really cool to see all of those people being involved and having over 500 people go through those mud pits. It's just incredible. The cleanup, that took a fair while, and Pete Kaiser and his team, they were out there with the diggers getting things cleaned up. We got it all cleaned up and sorted out for Canterbury AMP Park, so it's back in pristine order. So it was a great day. Something you really want to do. If you've never done it, you want to get back into it. You get the opportunity there to go through about 12 to 13 mud pits, and it's just a blast. Seeing people as they cross the finish line, they've got smiles across their faces from everywhere. We had some cool emails from people saying, hey, thank you. One family basically said they'd never laughed so much as a family together. So it was really good to get those sort of emails. Everybody had so much enjoyment on it, and we didn't have anyone sending emails saying they'd lost their wedding ring or engagement rings and things like that this year. We have had that previous year. So if you ever do the event, make sure you take off any jewelry you really want. We saw one girl there had it was probably about a $1,200 Garmin watch, which we advised her to remove beforehand. She said why. Then at the finish she come and thanked me to saying why she actually thank you for asking her to remove it, because she had hated to have had a watch go through all of that. But it was just really, really, really cool. And then last Sunday, we had Krank It. And we've always had this from the 7 to 8 year olds being the youngest in it, and thought it was pretty special seeing these wee 7 and 8 year olds going for it on the bikes and the wee legs with massive cadences going round and round and round. Well, this year we introduced a 2K ride for 3 to 6 year olds. Basically sort of come about, we're getting lots of requests where people are saying, little Johnny's been riding for so long or whatever, and he can easily do the ride and stuff. And it's, instead of saying no, we sat down and thought about it, and we thought, well, we've got a grandson and a granddaughter. They're actually 3 and 6, and they ride their bikes, pedal bikes, and do extremely well for distances. So we thought we'd introduce a 2 kilometre event for 3 to 6 year olds. Wow, it was just incredible to see these wee guys, especially the first two that come across the finish line. They were going for it. 2 young guys, I think they were basically 5 and 6, having a big sprint out for the finish, just going for it. And then seeing everybody else coming in, and right near the end there was a wee girl who had 3 stops in the last about 300 metres, then carried on, and when she saw the finish line and the flags flying, she was all go for it. So it was really, really special. It was a cool event, cool to see. We were really pleased we did it, and the smiles on the parents' faces seeing their children do it as well. The 7 and 8 year olds race was really good. 12 of them decided to follow the 3 to 6 year olds course, and they finished the 2K all looking at each other thinking that was quick. And so we started them off again, recreated a new race for them, and away they went, and we then integrated the two together. But that was about the only thing that went wrong for the day. And the 9+ out there was great, and then having everybody on the podiums, first, second and third, getting their prizes, that was really, really special. And it's pretty cool to be able to do that for those young children, as it gives them a real memory, early memory of participating in an event and having all the flags flying, the banners, the finish line, stage, podium, and recognition for where they're getting and how they're getting on is something that's really cool, and hopefully is a lasting memory for them on a positive note, and with all the medals as well for when they finished. So to the parents who were involved, thank you, and it was really good to see us there and have some great feedback and great discussions about how you all enjoyed it and how the children did as well. Because that event is our way of really giving something back to the community who support us and around our events, and it's such a great thing to do for the kids. Right, now one for the big kids coming up is on the 3rd of May. Boy, the year's flying round, and we've got around Brunner. And this year, it's going to be different. We're only 2.5 weeks away from around Brunner, and we'll be heading over next week to do some more recce's for the event and get a lot of gear and that over to the coast for that event and the South Island Ultra Marathon. They're coming around really quickly. So for around Brunner is 140k this year, not 130. It's going to start in Moana, and then you go out of Moana, out to Jackson's, then from Jackson's to Kamara, turn around at the Kamara Domain, and then come back via Jackson's back to Moana, which is 140k. So it's different to what it has been previously. We ran this course about 4 years ago due to some really heavy roadworks. It's just got too difficult around the traffic management and controlling vehicles. In Greymouth, it's just become very, very complicated to get a route that's clean to go through and safe for everybody. And last year we had a hell of a lot of traffic management that got thrown away on the night before it. It was just, we weren't compliant. It was just too risky. We can't take those risks for anybody, whether it's the riders or whether it's other vehicle users that are out there. So that's the reason behind it. And this option is a lot safer for us, and a lot safer for the riders, a lot safer for the vehicles out on the roads. So it's going to be a great race, 140k. And if you want to do the enduro, it is 280k. You'll do that twice. And that's pretty special, starting about 4 o'clock in the morning and riding right through until the last couple of years. The main bunch has never ever caught the enduro riders. So let's see if we can maintain that again this year as well. So then we're also going to have the Around Brunner gravel race, which is 108k. And this is going to start in Moana, and it's going to go back head the same way down towards Stillwater, but you'll turn off at Dobson's Road, which you'll go into round past the dairy farm, which is a wee bit of a reverse course of what we do for Gold Trail. And then you go into the forestry roads, and you'll ride about 30k through the forestry roads and pop out just above Kamara on the Kamara Inchbonny Road, and you'll carry on down the Kamara Inchbonny Road all the way to Inchbonny, and then come back to Rotomoana. From Rotomoana, you'll travel up Bell Hill Road until you reach Kotuku, Bell Hill Road, right across that all the way to Kotuku, and then come back through to Moana. Throw back through into Moana, come into Moana the opposite way that the tar race will be riding. So this is going to be 108k, and it'll have the two races finishing together at the same time, which will make for an exciting day and a great finish at the Hotel Lake Brunner, where everybody, all the finishers there, will be receiving the Standardary Montes beer when you finish. So make sure you're part of Around Brunner. Entries close for Around Brunner on Sunday the 27th of April, so make sure you get your entries into aroundbrunner.co.nz for what's going to be a fantastic day of cycling, both on road bikes, gravel bikes. It could be hardtail or softtail mountain bike. It's going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be good, so make sure you get yourself set for that and rearing to go. Then the week after that, we've got the South Island Ultra Marathon. This is steaming around really, really quickly, and this is on the 10th of May, and it is on the coast again. It's held on the West Coast Wilderness Trail, 100 k's from Greymouth to Hokitika, finishing at the beachfront on Hokitika, and then you've only actually got about a 50-metre walk to the beachfront hotel. If you've got your bookings there, they still have got a couple of rooms available. These have come about from some participants who have got themselves injured and can't do it, so they've got a couple of spaces there. So if you haven't got your bookings yet for the South Island Ultra Marathon, make sure you get it into the beachfront hotel for that. Give them a call, tell them you're doing the Ultra Marathon, and they'll look after you. William and his team are a good bunch of guys, and they will make sure they look after you. So we've got the 100k that does that. The 54k starts at Old Christchurch Road, and that's 54k up through Cowboy Paradise, Lake Canary, down the Canary Tramway, and water races. Brilliant ride run down through Canary and finish at the beachfront. While the 24k is better than any half marathon you'll actually find in New Zealand. Sure, it's 3k longer, but it is brilliant. It starts at Hans Bay, and it comes the same route. You do about 2k until you hit where the runners come in out of Milltown Road and the 54 and the 100k, and then follow the same way all the way down to the beachfront in Hokitika. It is a fast course. It's all downhill, but with it being a trail run, it is spectacular. You probably want to stop and have a look at the scenery, take your camera. It is spectacular. And for those who wish to be part of it and not have to do a big ultra or anything like that, we have got the 6k from Canary Township down to the beachfront hotel. The beachfront, not the hotel. So make sure you get into that. Now, entries for these also close on Sunday the 27th of April. If we've got any spaces left for that, we will have a late entry that we'll offer. But we recommend that you get into that and get in quick for that, because the spots are going quick. So I think we've got about 90 something left. So make sure you get into those. Right, and then we'll see all those people on the podiums the day on the Sunday afterwards. After you get a breakfast, you get a $20 voucher in your race pack for breakfast as well, so you can have a good breakfast at supporting cafes in Hokitika, and then come along to the Regent Theatre and have prize giving. While we're talking about prize giving, I've had quite a few calls and emails from people just asking about do we recognise people in the events? And the simple answer is yes, and really, really surprised by some of the comments that they've come out with, saying that at some events they've been to, they've done their age group, they've got placed in their age group and got no recognition, which really, really surprised me. These are people like in their 50s, finished second or third, or even won their age group, and because they weren't either first, second or third overall in the category, they had no recognition. All they had was splattered amongst the race results that they were first in their age group. They received no recognition. What we do, we turn around and we recognise all our place getters. We put them on the podium. We have prizes for first, second and third, and acknowledge those people. So if you are in one of our events, you're registering for the event. If you're in a running event, yep, you will get recognised in, say, the half marathon, the marathon, the 10K, or first, second and third in your age group. That age group could be 18 to 40, 40 to 49, 50 to 59, 60 to 69, and 70 plus. We actually had some ask one stage that they now turned 70. They didn't have to race against the 60-year-olds to get something, but we've always had the 70 plus category. We haven't introduced an 80 plus one, but we have recognised some runners who have been over 80 and bikers as well, who have participated in the events and just done them separately, because it's pretty unique when they do that. It's pretty cool to see them on the podium and have a crack at doing something. But we do that. If it's in the hybrid event, which is run a bit and walk a bit, we have first, second and third overall. In the half marathons, when we offer that. And in the walking events, we have first, second and third overall for the walking. Basically, we do those only first, second and third because there aren't generally a lot of people in there. And if it was in the age groups, we'd actually be giving everybody a prize. But we recognise those ones for first, second and third. And we have the feeling that if it's good enough for those people to pay an entry fee to enter that category, it's good enough to give them a first, second and third place getting accordingly. So that's what we do. If other event operators choose to not recognise their age group categories, that's their choice. But as participants, you should remember that and support those that support you, because that's what it's all about. And that's really where it comes down to. A lot of it, we go through a heck of a lot to make sure that those prizes are pretty cool, and some special stuff that we put into it, take some time, get them, and have those little special messages that are within that as well. So that is basically where we're at. What you need to be doing is entering events at the moment. There are a lot coming up. We've got a lot coming up in the next few months. We have got, as we said, we've got around Brunner, we've got South Island Ultra Marathon, we've got Bridge to Bridge Ultra Marathon and Bridge to Bridge Mountain Bike. Their actual early bird entries for both Bridge to Bridge events close. Early birds close this Sunday, so if you want to get in and get those entries a little bit cheaper, jump into bridgetobridgeultra.co.nz or bridgetobridge.co.nz for the bike race, that one, and get those entries in. We then have the Selwyn Marathon. We've got the Canterbury Duathlon Series, race 1, 2 and 3. We have South Island Half Marathon coming up on the 3rd of August. And then into September, we've got Pawsome Run, which is a dog run, which is really, really cool. That's going to be a Canterbury AMP. We've got 2.5K, 5K and 10K. And Charlie the Cavoodle, our wee dog, who turned 2 yesterday. Charlie is the ambassador for that, and he takes his thing pretty seriously. When every dog comes along, he makes sure he has a good sniff to make sure they're all okay and they're fit and well and pass the sniff test to be able to do the run. Hey, until next week, look forward to seeing your entries coming in. Any queries you have, just give me a call on 027-226-7769, send me a text or an email at john@CJM'S or go to any of our websites and get the information you need. But until next time, we'll see you on the start line. Take care, everyone.